Hey, you guys hear me? Start cheering now! Yeah, let's get this over with. Yeah.
Woof woof. Hi, I am Mike Minotti, and I am a Nintendog.
Hi, I'm Jeff Grubb, and I am a Nintendog.
And we are the last of the Nintendogs.
Woof,
Today,
woof, woof, ruff,
Nintendo is cutting Switch 2 production down. Pokemon Champions gets a release date, and we're going deep into the mailbag.
We're gonna dig in there, yeah.
Yeah, but first, Jeff Grubb, how are you doing?
Good. I'm tired and didn't sleep well, but other than that, feeling pretty good. Ready to put down Crimson Desert and go play some other games. Looking forward to checking out or like picking the Switch 2 back up and finishing up Pocopia. Nice. Things like that. So I'm doing pretty well. How about you?
Yeah, I finished Pocopia, so I roll credits on that. We'll talk about that a bit later. I mean, I've just been so busy thinking about the PlayStation Portable today, Jeff, which in 2005 changed everything. It made entertainment personal, mobile, and always within reach. It was the beginning of life on the go. What the hell? Why did Linda McMahon's X account post this random, weird, like, this day in history, but it's not this day in history. It's not any kind of significant, like, anniversary of the PSP. She shares this weird picture of a bunch of PlayStation things that does not include the PSP. What the hell? What is going on? 1,000 people laid off over at Epic. PlayStation shut down some other studio that never released a game. I don't even want to talk about Crimson Desert. I can't. I feel like it's 2008 and Two Worlds came out, and that game has a lot of defenders this time around for some reason.
It does feel a little bit like that for sure. It is the anniversary of the North American launch of the PSP. So that's
it is an anniversary.
There was plenty of PSP stuff happening, but this does feel like her agentic AI like went rogue. Yes. It was like, you post about PSPs now. It's weird.
It is, it's very weird. Everything is weird. But hey, we're going to Boston soon. Gosh, very soon, actually. I'm like, oh, right. I leave like in a couple of days. I'm going to have to pack. Got to do some laundry tomorrow. Make sure we're good. I got some prizes that I'm bringing for our Who Wants to Be a Millionaire segments that we're doing on the show floor. Yeah. So everyone watching, if you're at PAX, make sure you come to the panels. Come say hi. We're looking forward to seeing people. I think it's gonna be fun. There's something I'm particularly excited about that's going to be happening there, so they get to show off. It's gonna be a good time.
Sorry, her tweet has a readers added context they thought people might want to know. Handheld video games have existed since 1976. That's just
right. I guess it's the UMD though, Jeff.
Right.
That's what you're forgetting about.
That's when Life on the Go really happened. It's weird to say Life on the Go and not make it about the Vita, right? That would have been clever.
Yeah.
But that's not what's happening here. There's no clever involved.
I see someone asking this. Let me ask you, because people ask me, and I don't know. Are the PAX panels going to be viewable online somehow?
So the ones that we're doing on the show floor, the millionaire titter ones, those are a big question mark to me, and I think a lot of people involved still. PAX might end up doing something with those. They might not. No promises. The one that's in the Albatross Theater, our PAX panel with Vinny, where we are going to be blighting Vinny. We're going to bring the worst game to PAX, and this time it's definitely true. That will be streamed as long as there's no issues, because they always traditionally stream from the Albatross Theater. It will be like on PAX 2 or 3 or something like that. That's usually how it goes.
All right, fantastic. So yes, look for that. I didn't get to go to a single PAX last year because none of us went to PAX West. We were just too busy. And PAX East was when I was in Disney.
Off. Yeah.
PAX East was the world when we're literally on the car drive to Florida was when you got fired. Like, as I'm about to leave was when you guys called me and said, I own part of Giant Bomb now. So there's a lot of things happening this week while I was on fucking Dumbo.
Yeah. Listen, go back on Dumbo. Good things happen. Actually, good things happen for me at PAX East. I won $10,000 one year, and then the next year got Giant Bomb. So, yeah.
That wasn't the one you were kicked out of, though, was it?
No, I did get kicked out of the one last year, yeah. Yes.
So mostly good things. Mostly
no,
good things.
that was a good thing too. Love the enforcers. Shout out to the enforcers.
Don't get that. Don't give Jeff alcohol this time, everyone. All right,
yeah,
everybody.
actually, spare me, please.
Let's take a quick break. Come back. Let's get into the news topics here. All right, Jeff, we're back. Kind of the big Nintendo story right now is that Nintendo is reportedly cutting Switch 2 production this quarter due to lack of demand in the U.S. This was reported on by Bloomberg. They are kind of cutting production for the current quarter from 6 million to 4 million consoles, and the blame is being leveled at the U.S. It's not being blamed on the component prices or anything like that. So apparently, according to them, the Switch 2 is selling slower than the Switch 1 in the U.S., which is maybe like not what we've been hearing from like Matt Piscatella, right?
It's actually not true that it's the number that I think Mochizuki points out is that the holiday sales were lower than the first holiday sales for the Switch 1, which that is like what is the window for that? What are we talking about exactly? Because if you line things up for the first 9 months, the Switch 2 is outsold, and this is just for the United States, and this is the golden sort of source of Circana, and Matt Piscatella used to be the MPD report, has been tracking this stuff for 30 years now. According to them, it is the second fastest selling console ever, ahead of the Switch 1, ahead of the PS4, ahead of the PS5, like significantly ahead, like double-digit percentage points ahead of all these best-selling consoles before this. The point of maybe concern that is worth bringing up is that in January and February, the Switch 2 sold less than the PlayStation 5, which probably should not be happening yet. That does speak to a certain level of softness in the demand for the Switch 2. And I think we could kind of pair that up with anecdotally, people were seeing a lot of Switch 2s on shelves, like full stocked shelves of Switch 2s at Walmart, Target, Best Buy, when they would go in there and walk in there. And it's like, well, excuse me, that's anecdotal. We don't know. But pair it up with what we saw from Circana. It's like, okay, you know what? Maybe there's something to this. Now, I think they probably made the decision there based on, one, they've already sold a lot to a certain audience that they knew was going to show up. And then two, they made this decision before Pacopia happened and maybe changed things up for them a little bit. Now, we'll see how sustainable Pacopia is. But I don't think that is the sort of thing where it's like, oh, we got a huge windfall with Pacopia of people wanting to buy Switch 2s, and demand is certainly up. Let's not assume that's a long-term thing. Let's just take that as a big win and sort of reassess using multiple data points. Look, the thing is selling very well. The question mark remains, will that audience, the casual audience that showed up for the Switch 1, show up for the much more expensive Switch 2, like significantly more expensive, noticeably more expensive Switch 2 with more expensive video games, as the macroeconomic situation really just screams everyone is going to have less money. Everyone certainly already does have less money right now, and it's going to get worse. I think Nintendo's probably like, let's just let off the gas a little bit, because we really have been going flat out with production from like long before day one. They've, this was the easiest console to get at launch maybe ever, like in a lot of ways. So I think they're just like, look, we could just let off the gas a little bit, go from 6 million to 4 million this quarter, and then next quarter we can reassess and maybe sort of bump things back up if that's really what we need to do. They might not need to. They might need to. We'll see. They have not pulled a bunch of big levers that we keep talking about. So, yeah, this is definitely not what they want to be doing, but I also don't think it's like some big sign that the sky is falling.
Monday and February were kind of rough months for the Switch 2. There's a lot of grumbling about a lack of release. I mean, the big Nintendo release those 2 months was Mario Tennis Fever.
Yes.
Which even if that was like the best Mario Tennis game ever, would not have really made that much of an impact. And it wasn't that. Yeah. It didn't garner much excitement at all. So if you aren't somebody who's really excited about Dragon Quest VII Reimagined, and that took up 50 hours of your time, maybe you're struggling. And
it's not like it was riding some strong tailwinds from the success of Metroid Prime 4. There was a lot of questions around that, or skepticism about whether that was worth getting a Switch 2 for, especially if you really kind of want to play it and you're unsure. You could just play it on your Switch 1. And Donkey Kong happened quite a while ago at that point.
Mario Kart. Metroid Prime 4 is Metroid Prime 4, and it's on Switch 1.
Yes. So it's like all of the big points of, oh, this is what should be carrying the Switch 2 through these early months of 2026. They just weren't. I don't think they were speaking to many people. And again, that story I believe has flipped on its head with Pocopia, but we will see when we get the March Circana report.
Right. I said Monday in February instead of January.
Everyone knew what
That's
you meant.
embarrassing. That's embarrassing.
I knew what you meant.
So I think Pocopia is huge, but it's also one game. And, coming up immediately, we have Tomodachi Life. That's a Switch 1 game, and probably not going to do gangbusters in the US. Who knows? Maybe it takes off this time. The 3DS game was not a huge seller over here. Yoshi in the Mysterious Book. I mean, I doubt that's going to move the needle.
Right, those are good for like a million copies sold, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah, right. And then, a Fire Emblem at some point. Rhythm Heaven, I forget if that even has a release date, right? So it is weird. We don't know if there's something huge the end of this year. There's got to be something. We don't know what it is. And this doesn't really necessarily have anything to do with that because we're talking about this quarter, not whatever their plans are for third quarter or fourth quarter.
I think the Nikkei index is opened in Japan. Nintendo's stock price is down 5% today. I wonder if they will still come out and say something today about this. They've, like as chat points out, they've often addressed Mochizuki's reporting and have said many times, this just flat out isn't true. This one sounds plausible to me. We'll see. They haven't said anything so far. And I think if they are going to, we probably would have heard it by now, Japanese time.
I wonder if we're going to be getting another bundle too with whatever this next big game is, or I wonder if a Pocopia bundle is maybe being kind of quick shot here or something like that.
Yeah. Those Tomodachi Life previews were really, really
you could do something with that, right?
So hopefully they can sort of parlay this success with Pocopia into that, and
Even they have emphasized the Switch oneness of Tomodachi Life
from the beginning. Yep, exactly.
Yeah, they're very clear about that's good for that game maybe. But I think they're pretty happy right now that Pocopia is actually a Switch 2 exclusive right now.
Yeah, that has made a difference for sure. You mentioned this on the Bombcast about what does this all say about the imminent release of a 3D Mario, of a Zelda, or announcements even for those games. What do you think?
Yeah, I guess, again, this is this quarter we're talking about, right? So this has nothing to do with whatever they're planning for the holiday season, which is when that big game's going to be, maybe early holiday season. But still something. I'm still a little skeptical about 3D Mario. It could be, though. But, could be Smash Bros. Excuse me. Could be Luigi's Mansion. There's going to be something, especially now that Pokemon is not in the end of the year, right? Waves and winds. There's got to be something. And the question is, what is it and when is it getting announced? And what else? Because hopefully it's not just this one big marquee thing. We do want to get some other fun surprises in there. Some other games, maybe some other nice Switch 2 additions. I wonder about this Mario Wonder Switch 2 edition because I can't tell if it's just me looking at it thinking that's not for me, or if there's a general lack of excitement for that one.
It's very similar to Mario Tennis to me. Of people already played that game, and look, this changes. The conversation changes very quickly when Mario Galaxy movie comes out, and people are craving anything Mario, and that game being right there, and many people just recently buying a Switch 2. Maybe they didn't get Wonder. Maybe this is the time for them to get Wonder. But I think we're talking about still an audience of Switch 2 owners who are primarily early adopters. These are a lot of people who already played Wonder, and the content that they're talking about here is it's not moving the needle in the same way Mario Tennis didn't move the needle.
Yep, exactly. And maybe now's a nice time to give me the Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, HD plus things on Switch 2. Maybe I'm just really wanting that because I still don't think that NSO version of Wind Waker feels good to play at all. So I just want that HD version. Give me some orchestrated music on top of it. I'd be a very happy Mikey. Fire Emblem will help. I bet we'll hear about Monolith's next game at some point relatively soon too, and people get excited about that. Maybe we'll see Duskblood soon, and that'll be really exciting. I'm hopeful for that, especially now that Elden Ring apparently looks better, and Elden Ring can help. Although we did see Resident Requiem, which seems like it did okay on Switch 2, but not as well as on PlayStation 5, right? It's still kind of clear that this some people are still skeptical about maybe buying these games on a Switch too.
It's not the answer to like, oh, can third-party games succeed on the Switch too? It's like, well, if any of them were going to break out and just be like, this is equivalent to what games do on PlayStation and Xbox and PC, it would have been Resident Evil Requiem, and that game didn't do that. Now, maybe this is early days, and word of mouth spreads of like, that's a really good version. You can really enjoy that. It's also worth pointing out that Resident Evil 9 on the Switch 2 is skewed separately from the $90 bundle that include those 3 games, and a lot of people were very excited about the value of that. So I bet that peeled off a handful of sales and kind of like diluted what it might have done. I still don't think that quite makes up for it to the point where it's like, oh, now that's in second place behind Mario Tennis. But still, that's worth pointing out.
There's a part of me that's like, and I know Nintendo games are Nintendo games on Switch platforms, but I want Resident Evil 9 to sell more than Mario Tennis.
Yes, exactly. That's how I looked at it as well, and it didn't.
All right, then. Next thing here, Pokemon Champions gets a confirmed release date for it's coming out on Switch and mobile. This is coming out on April 8th. This is like the new battle game. This is the game that you're supposed to go to do your kind of, I don't want to say sweaty, but kind of to do your sweaty battles, kind of the modernization of the Pokemon Stadium idea. Sean, you're here. I bet you know more about this than I do, because this is a world of Pokemon that I'm not really that tuned into. What is Champions, and are people happy?
So remember, it was last week, right, when we did the Mount Rushmore Pokemon spinoffs? And we talked quite a bit about Stadium, actually. And people mentioned at one point, hey, there was another Stadium game, Battle Revolution, on the Wii. And that was just the battle simulator. No fun stuff like mini games with your friends and all that kind of stuff. No single player RPG. It was just the battling on the big screen, or your CRT back in the day. That's what this is. Pokemon Champions is that for the modern day. But there's 2 hooks that make it more interesting than just a simulator. One is the fact that it's free to play. So that way you can get in there, and if you're a lapsed Pokemon fan, like maybe you're playing Pokopia and you're like, hey, I want to play Pokemon again, that's a way for you to get in the door. And the other thing is that the entire game is going to let you completely customize your team down to the individual stats, like manually, which we've never been able to do. In the mainline games, you always had to pop them in the daycare, the Pokemon breeding, you get an egg, hopefully you get a good one, and then you spend items on it. No, here you can adjust all the stats individually for the competitive battling, so you can have just the right team that you want. And today they gave us more details around how it's going to work, and the fact that it all revolves around the victory point system, VP. And so victory points are what you get for playing the game. Like, I don't know if you get any for just playing a match. I think you get like a small amount for playing and then more for winning a battle or something like that. But you'll spend those to recruit more Pokemon. You can just recruit them within the game themselves, itself. And then you also spend them to fine-tune the Pokemon, get the held item that you want, and also get like cosmetics for your character and stuff. But what's cool about this is that you can also bring in your Pokemon, just like those battle simulators back in the day, like Stadium and Battle Revolution. So if you have a team ready to go in Scarlet and Violet, you just import that and boom, you can just compete in the ladder on this. You can start playing in tournaments online and in person in Champions. And then, the free to play option is just if you need to get caught up and stuff like that. They said that the victory point system, it's only earned. You cannot buy victory points specifically, but there are microtransactions. The only ones that they've announced right now is that there's a starter pack. They announced that today, which comes with a variety of little things. But the ones that stood out to me are you get a handful of teammate tickets, they're calling them, and training tickets. And so I assume if you play a free-to-play game before, that tickets usually means you can burn those instead of spending a currency.
Yeah, or waiting maybe, yeah.
Right. So I imagine teammate tickets, the way you get Pokemon Champions is that it's a rotation, and you can choose to either rent them for a week when they pop up in the store. Basically, it's a store. Or you can recruit them permanently by spending those victory points. I assume teammate tickets will just let you burn those instead of the victory points. And then training tickets are the other one that is in the starter pack. I assume you can burn those for the training that you want to do for like the fine tuning of stats. So they haven't announced exactly how much you'll be able to buy in terms of microtransactions. They've only announced the starter pack. If it's just a starter pack, I think that's actually like kind of a happy middle ground.
Yeah.
They get to make some money, but it cannot be pay to win. But even if there are microtransactions out the ass and you can buy everything, if you own a $60 Pokemon game, it's you can have a competitive team in 30 minutes just by spending your virtual Poke dollars in that game instead. So that's the alternative here. You can either play Pokemon, either play the $60 Pokemon games or Pokemon Go a lot, or you can just buy whatever within Champions or do the free to play grind. From everything that they announced today, all the news that we have so far, it seems like they're doing everything right with this, I think.
Good.
Okay.
Glad to hear.
Yeah.
Oh, real quick, the IV system, all kind of like flattening that. Does that create weirdness for you? Where like I was hearing or seeing people talk about like, oh, this means a lot of Pokemon, and I have no idea what I'm talking about, so I'm asking you. Like a lot of Pokemon will have the exact same speed stats, so there's going to be a lot more RNG. Is that just like turbo nerds in the competitive scene being worried about very specific stuff?
Basically, yeah. As far as like you're concerned, yeah. The IV system was always weird because I think you guys might understand EVs by this point just by talking to people of just like, yeah, you train your Pokemon, and in addition to getting levels, they get EVs that like, influence their stats in one direction or another. IVs were always like the reason you need to breed Pokemon. It's a hidden value that you need to like. They always kept it obtuse. It was always weirdly obtuse. Like you'd have to take it to a specific person in the game or like use a goddamn calculator to like, calculate the stats and figure out reverse engineer what their IVs were that the Pokemon was born with. If they just got rid of that system entirely, I would be very happy. Because then just focus on the EVs, which is just, I put, was it 31 or no, that's IVs. EVs are up to 255. It's like, okay, I'll put, 100 into this, 100 into that, and like, boost their HP or boost their attack. That's very easy to understand. So if they get rid of, like the ultra nerd shit, I'd be happy with that.
Cool.
I know I said earlier it's coming to Switch in mobile April 8th, but just Switch April 8th, right? Mobile later?
Correct. Yes. Yeah, Switch 2 on April 8th, and then mobile sometime later this year.
All right, there you go. All right, thank you to our Pokemon correspondent, Sean, for that. Why don't we take a quick break here? We'll look at the super chats, then we'll do the mailbag. We'll talk about the games we've been playing. That'll be a podcast, everybody. We'll be right back. All right, we're back. Hey, Jeff, fun thing here. My carbonated water bubbly has Mario Galaxy branding on it. Yeah, look, there's Luigi and Yoshi right there. So the Mario guys are everywhere if you go in a grocery store right now.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
Marketing's incredible.
I think I think it's still Donkey Kong Bonanza on the kids' Lunchables, but definitely seeing Galaxy stuff all over the place. It was Bubbly owned by like Coca-Cola or something or what?
It's got to be one of the big ones who own these guys for sure.
Point. Yeah, who knows?
Yeah, I mean I've never seen characters on it before though, so yeah, that's a new one to me. I don't see a Coco. I'm gonna look into this, Jeff. But first, why don't you get us started on the super chats?
Sure thing. I would love to hear how deals like that come together, but maybe one day. From Kieran Smith. Hey, Mike's launch streams
Pepsi. It's fucking Pepsi. I disown this product. Sorry.
Mike's launch streams are a blast, and he's the only one who does them. So how about Mic Check? Hey, everyone. Welcome to RE9's Mic Check. I think we're saying, like, there's always a chance someone else might do one. I think Jan's done one.
Yeah, I think Jan did do one. I can't remember. You're right. And also, like, like something like Prognotta. Maybe I want to review that one, right? And if I review it, then I'm not going to be able to do the
and it leaves it open for someone else to do the mic check. Although I still call it a mic check. Who cares? I like that name. You're thinking along the right lines.
It's a good name. That's a great. To be clear, great name. Yep, I like it a lot.
Minotti's Fruit Emporium says, breaking Mario news. McDonald's starts a Mario Brothers promotion to go with the movie on Thursday. Kids' toys, adult collectibles. What's that mean? New dipping sauces. Raymond.
I mean, that means kids' toys marketed for adults.
Raymond Shaker salt for the fries. What is a Raymond Shaker salt for fries? And more. Kiwi 6 for $3. I saw this and told my kids all about it. And everyone's very excited. Even though the McDonald's Happy Meal toys have mostly sucked, pretty much nonstop for years, and the kids are excited to get them and then never actually play with them. I used to play with the McDonald's toys. I remember playing with those toys all the time. They just don't care. But
It
we'll still get 'em.
was Mario 3 the one that had McDonald's toys back in the day?
That sounds right.
I remember the Sonic 3 ones vividly. I was very into the Sonic the Hedgehog 3 McDonald's toys. I was obsessed with those ones. That was a big deal for me.
Yeah. I remember the Goomba that did the flip. That's the one I remember.
Yeah, that's Mario 3. Yeah, that was Mario 3. Yeah. So there's those. There's the Teeny Beanies were another foundational one. And then the kind of Transformers that turned into McDonald's food items. Big fan of those ones.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I was telling you, they have those. Those came back. That was like one of the more recent ones. Although I think they were getting a couple of toy Crocs in their Happy Meal the last couple of weeks. So that's fun.
That's exciting. Microplastics.
Oh yeah, just throw that right all over my body. Simon from Saskatchewan says Silent Hill 2 remake on Switch 2 in the future? Question mark.
I mean, why not?
Yeah,
that's right. That's how I feel about a lot of these ports. Like, why not? You know. So, I guess I'm going to be curious if we ever hear exactly how well Resident Evil Requiem did on Switch 2. I don't know if we're going to get the granular details on that. And Silent Hill 2 probably won't do that well, but you have to imagine it would be worth the effort.
Yeah, I hope so. And it's, Resident Evil, I hope that's one where it just keeps doing really well over time on the Switch 2. There's always that possibility, and maybe that kind of changes some minds. I would like to see that. Simon is back and says, is Super Nintendo Sega's Revolution X bad enough for Blight Club? Is Revolution X just like on Shoot Super Nintendo?
Yeah, they're probably porting you. It's probably just you use the D-pad.
Right.
I mean, part of me is trying to imagine like how interesting a gallery shooter can be.
Right.
As a Blight Club game, right? Like what are you doing there? For instance, so I'm not sure. I mean, normal Revolution X is good. I feel like I remember seeing Revolution X on the 16-bit console kid. I think even as a kid, I was like, a game like that won't work well on a Super Nintendo. Right. I'm not going to get that.
Did it work with the Super Scope? I wonder if it worked with the Super Scope.
I don't even know if it did. I think it was just use the D-pad.
Weird. I say weird, but I definitely played some games that were meant to be light gun games on Super Nintendo with a D-pad. There was a couple of those I definitely did. Interesting. I'm looking at this cartridge now, and I kind of want it. I played so much Revolution X in the arcade, just over and over again for some reason.
It's the one I most associate with bowling alley arcades.
Yeah, mine's the one for some reason. The skating rink arcade.
Very similar. Our skating rink arcade was like the place you could find the new Mortal Kombat. We had a very good skating rink arcade. Yeah. Very exciting.
Street Fighter 2, I think the first time I saw Street Fighter 2 was at that skating rink.
The Street Fighter 2, the most played Street Fighter 2 arcade machine in my area that I remember was at the Chi-Chi's.
Yeah. My Chi-Chi's had, what's the beat 'em up Western game? Gunstar Heroes?
Sunset Riders?
Sunset Riders, yes.
Yeah. Or the cows of Moo Mesa.
Yeah.
Or the real cowboys of Moo Mesa, whatever. Yeah,
that was great. We played the hell out of that there. All right. More Simon from Saskatchewan. Have you heard of Trash Day or Hunting Buddies? Future friends swap games. Dan playing the latter with Jerf and Mike would be insanity. I've not heard of either of these.
Trash, I mean, if trash is what I think it is, I think the idea of, it's actually not. So you're playing as raccoons, and there's trash stuff. You are getting trash. That's fun. I kind of was excited about the idea of a mix of friend swap in your games, Jeff. Those Saber interactive, kind of working games where we just are actually garbage men.
Yes, that would rule.
And then Dan and I can recreate the opening of Commando, right? That guy rushes out with his guards like, I thought you missed me. Don't worry, we won't. And then we blast him.
And me and Jerf could do the entire movie of Men at Work with Emilio Estevez and Charlie Sheen.
There you go.
Yeah, we can each be doing our own stuff. That looks cool. Hunting Buddies. What is that one?
Hunting, but yeah. God, now I want to be a garbage man.
Oh, Hunting Buddies is just a hunting game, but friend swap. Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That looks good. Q3. I'm looking forward to that as well. Yeah. All right. Thank you, Simon, so much from Minotti's Fruitoporium. And again, the adult collectibles are of K-pop Demon Hunters during lunch and Saja Boys during breakfast. Interesting. Why them and not Mario? I have no idea. Apples 8 for $4.
Nobody wants to buy your apples, Fruit Emporium. God.
I will buy 8 apples for $4. Well,
No.
what are they? Are they Honeycrisp? If not, get the hell out of here. Yeah, I K-pop Demon Hunters has just such huge appeal across all demographics that McDonald's wants to be in on the ground floor of that. So I don't blame them for continuing to do that. Missouri Matt, thank you for the content. Tapioca.
You're welcome.
Is that what some people call their penis? Is that what we're assuming here?
I don't see why.
Yeah, I just put people in their chats with penis, and then they just
Sure,
say tapioca.
they can
out of
say
nowhere.
other words.
I guess.
It's fun to say tapioca.
Start saying tapioca instead, everybody. It is a fun word.
You know what I don't understand? What is because there's tapioca starch. And I'm like, where the hell? What is tapioca starch? Is tapioca a plant? It must be, I guess.
Yeah,
I just know about the pudding.
Tapioca is a starchy substance.
It's a root.
Yes.
Okay,
So
there you go.
it's like it's a tuber kind of.
Yeah.
Let's see here, Lex Luddy. What should I have done with the 90 hours I put into Crimson Desert instead?
You should have played a GameCube game that you criticized before for having one minor flaw. How's that look now? Huh?
Yeah.
How does that slightly janky camera look to you now?
How does that oasis in the desert, the Crimson Desert, look right now to you? You could have learned a language. I feel like in 90 hours you could have made some real progress in something there. So
yeah, exactly.
Hail Me says, "You're a nice person, Jeff. It's okay if you personally attack people for liking Crimson Desert. Thank you. That's all I'm looking for. Is a hall pass to hurt people. What can you do?
I know. I don't.
Did something happen when I left? While I was
No, it's all
yeah,
good.
that game. Yeah. Look, you all, if you've been watching this show for a while, when was the last time you heard me like really dislike a new release? Right? You gotta give me one every once in a while.
Yeah,
that's true.
Like 9 times out of 10, we're saying it's not for us. 1 out of 10, I'm going to be like, I want to just put it out there. I think this is bad. And people are just going to have to deal with that. I don't know what else to say. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm really not. I don't get it.
You usually don't talk about the stuff you don't like. You just like...
Right, because we don't want to waste our time on it. But it's like this one is interesting in how I think it has failed. And I think it's worth talking about. And I don't think it's bad.
Yeah. I guess there was Metroid Prime 4 also recently. So
yeah, well.
even that months ago now at this point. What a quarter. God.
Well, you expected a lot from that one, so that was
personal.
Yeah, that one was hurting me more than anyone else for sure. All right, let's see here. Chrono Rig.
Sorry, go ahead.
Hey, dogs. Seeing Jeff, Nate, the Hate, MVG, and others react to Linda McMahon's tweet was the most hilarious thing, and Tomodachi previews are super positive. Yeah, I'm like, I just like checked back. I was just like, what the hell are you talking about, Linda? And then I didn't look, and now I'm looking back, and there's like more than 1,000 likes on my reply. So look at that. I've ratioed her. That's how it goes sometimes.
Look at that. You did it.
Yeah. That's weird. And yeah, Tomodachi looking really, really strong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I'm now excited for Tomodachi.
Yeah.
I know how that works now. I get it.
Yeah, I think it's going to be. I just really hope they build on all the concepts and just expand them in every way. And it really seems like they did. I need to watch some more of those previews and read some more stuff. Chris Pratt, wahoo, says, glad to see my good friend Linda reminisce about gaming. Reminds me of me playing one of the first arcade games, Mario Arcade, and stomping those tupas.
Yeah, I remember when you stomped those tupas.
Yeah, I think about you stomping tupas all the time, Chris. Great job.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, Mike. Yeah, you're gonna say something.
I don't know. There's a comment chat. I didn't like you talk bad about the composer maybe using AI with no evidence. Maybe I probably should be careful about that kind of thing. But the point I was saying was because they did use AI in the game,
it taints everything.
Now I have to worry about everything being AI. And before, whereas the music might have just sounded fine to me, now I'm like, is it fine or is it generic? And if it's generic, is it AI? So. Don't put AI in your games at all, and I'm not gonna have to worry about these things.
Yeah, it's the thought occurred to me as well. It just that's where my mind's going. Anders,
Sean's like, oh God, I was gone for like 10 minutes. Are we burning this thing down already? It's fine, Sean.
Anders 305 Miami says,
okay, I'm sorry.
Let's go.
Now,
Let's do it. Let's do it.
again, Expedition 33 got this pass. Guys, we talked about it.
Yeah,
when
we
that
brought it up.
happened.
Yeah.
We brought it up, and we said they shouldn't do it. It was bad. And I even brought it up again earlier today. When this got brought up with the puck, I was like, Sandfall did it too, and they shouldn't also do it.
I just don't.
No one got a pass.
I don't get what people are trying to say there. So we have to give this game a pass because they think we gave a previous game a pass. Like, what people pay attention to things they pay attention to. If you miss something in the past, that means you can never ever not like something that does the same thing again ever. What are we talking about? That's a very weird thing to me. I get that people bring the same energy. I don't always have the same energy. Some days I'm tired and I don't want to think about Expedition 33 anymore. And it's like, you know what?
That's fair.
Yeah, and it's okay. And Crimson Desert is the thing right in front of me. Let's go ahead and look at this thing. It's like, oh, this thing's using AI too. Time to go back to my entire history of every game I've played and make sure that I say the exact same thing about this that I said about a previous thing. That's not how human beings work. That's not how anyone interacts with anything, everybody. I think we could just sort of turn down the knobs a little bit on this.
Oh my God, it was Pillow Toilet again who got me back. God damn it. I think I just getting trolled by Pillow Toilet.
Good job, Pillow Toilet.
Guy, his name is fucking Pillow Toilet. Let him get me bad.
Anders 305 Miami says, in the itchy and scratchy CD-ROM, is there a way out of the dungeon without using the wizard key? What is your favorite Simpsons scene? Weenus.
Oh, okay. This is going to sound really obnoxious, but I liked steamed hams before it was cool to like steamed hams.
I can vouch for that. You definitely did.
I like Hank Scorpio telling Homer about the hammocks a lot. Right?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you mean the hammock district? I don't know why. That line always gets me.
I like Homer explaining what a Muppet is and not really knowing. I don't know. There's a bunch.
Yeah. Oh, and I Stop the Planet of the Apes. I want to get off. That whole thing is just insane.
Yes.
Incredible art. In a similar vein, the streetcar, right? The Streetcar Named Desire musical, right?
When Sideshow Bob is in court and he has the tattoo "Die Bart Die," and he puts commas between. He says, "No, it's German for D Bart D." And the people on the jury are like, "Well, no man who speaks German could be evil." It's like, yeah, I'm just saying my favorite jokes instead of favorite scenes, but that's what Simpsons is to me. All right, let's see here. Firehair. Getting retro achievements for Mario Galaxy is wild. Yeah, that retro achievements is kind of on fire right now. Definitely a very awesome community.
So fucking cool,
Yeah.
dude. Are you aware that was the Wii rollout this past week?
Yeah, people were mentioning that to me. Yes, I did see that.
So for the first time, we're now able to get Wii retro achievements in Dolphin. So I cannot wait. They have an event where you can get a nice badge. It's a rainbow colored Rosalina and Luma. I'm going to get that by playing a bunch of Wii games. Maybe I'll do that on the play instead.
All right, let's see. Oh, go ahead, Mike. Were you going to say something?
No, I wasn't. I thought I was, and then I decided not to. I was going to make a bad Captain Rainbow joke because of the rainbow badge. And it's not even a joke. Just like,
You got to reference something?
I just connected two things that had the word rainbow in it that were tangentially related to the Wii. That's not a joke.
I still like it because I like thinking about Captain Rainbow, but fair.
This sounds like burning down. I'm just tossing it.
No, we're doing great. We're doing fit. Never been better.
It's stronger than ever, Sean. Shut up. Let's see. Chrono Rig. Hey, dogs. With the Mario Galaxy movie next week also being projected to be a huge success, does Nintendo have to say anything about Bloomberg? They don't have to, especially if it's true.
Yeah.
But if it's not, like, this is going to hurt their stock right now. I think what you're getting at is the movie's going to do very well. We're probably going to get numbers next month that the Switch 2 is doing very well everywhere, including the United States. And Pocopia can kind of carry it for a little bit. So it will naturally rebound. Nintendo might just say, hey, let's let the numbers do the talking this time around. I would hope it's not just like the movie's going to do well, because I don't want Nintendo to ever be like, that's where we're making our money now. We don't have to worry about this other stuff. But
sure,
I get what you're saying. From DXK65, a standalone game for Pokemon battling will let them rotate between metas/gimmicks without having to rely on the current generation of mainline games. So I guess the idea here being that here's a season where Mega Evolutions is the thing. Next season, we're bringing back this old thing that we haven't touched on in a long time.
Yeah, Z attacks or something like that.
So Z-moves, yeah. Well, first of all, they already announced that because there's always like a gimmick item that your character has to do those things. They already announced the Omni Ring for the game. So yes, that is a thing. Like that's going to rotate between the different gimmicks of Pokemon battling.
Interesting.
But yeah, the rotating of formats is something that they already do in the mainline online games. Now it's going to make even more sense once it's spun out. I was thinking about this today after more of the Champions news, and it's also good that like they're separating it out from Winds and Waves and stuff, because like I'm sure that game will have online multiplayer and stuff like that. But now it's just one less thing for Game Freak to focus on. This can just be Ilka's thing off to the side that they focus on making for the competitive audience.
Makes sense. That was DXK from G Nitro. Ramyan. Okay, right. Ramyan is Korean version of ramen. Yes, it was spelled weird in the original one, pronounced as Ramyan. Yes, I've seen K-pop, so I thought that might be what they were talking about, but I was confused because we were talking about the Mario movie and K-pop had not come out at that point. That makes sense. I like Ramyan. Hilliard Hendricks says IVs are a stupid mechanic that should have never existed, but I've got dozen of zero speed mons that are now useless. Speed trickery is dead. I think we found one of the sickos.
We did. Look, I don't get into the IVs, but as somebody who's played a lot of Smash Bros. Matches on Final Destination, I get it.
Yep. I respect it to a certain degree, Hilliard Hendricks.
Yeah.
Simon from Saskatchewan is back. GB has 5 owners. LaDance, 5 dancers. Coincidence? No. That's how I really knew the answer. Yes, you got it, Simon. Dean Bowling says tapioca. I think it's going to be the new one.
See, I told you it's fun to say. Penises have run their course.
Yes, we've played out penises. It's the tapioca meta now. Everybody, get in on it.
It's happening.
Mariah Carey, who we know is a big fan and listens every week, says, I think they should make Final Fantasy 9-2 with Vivi, Steiner, Beatrice, Girly Pop. Think about JF.
I would like that. Here's another thing I was mad at today.
Oh no.
World of Warcraft released a new song, and that's fine. It is pretty. They called the song "A Place to Call Home," which is the name of, at least in video game circles, the relatively famous Final Fantasy IX song. Literally just call it "A Place to Call Home." That name's taken. You can't call your song that.
Is Final Fantasy IX a going concern, though? So,
well, sure fucking isn't. There's a cartoon coming out, apparently, or something. What to do?
I don't think I got a chance to talk to you about that, did I? We're like, well, is that like another thing of like, it feels like they were going to do something with Final Fantasy IX, but I know that's been announced for a long time, that cartoon, but the fact that it's actually happening.
You know me, whatever, a cartoon. Unless I hear it's amazing, I'm probably going to check out.
Sure.
I was just mostly upset because you guys are talking about Final Fantasy IX in a way. It's like, yeah, these guys don't know what they're talking about. Of course you don't. You haven't played it.
No.
But what could I do? I was just watching it after the fact. I couldn't even write a chat angrily saying... also, without even spoiling the game, too, the questions you were asking, it was very frustrating for me. Think about my hardships.
Sure, yeah. BB and all them, right? Yeah.
Vivi.
Is it Vivi also called BB? Isn't that what we just decided? People told me that. I don't know.
Yeah, they said that. I think they were lying to you. No, that's right. You said that, and I got really mad. Oh, because I think the AI article you read from wrote BB instead, and that was just the person being wrong.
Okay, and because I asked them like, why does it say BB? I was like confused, and then people were like, that is Vivi, and maybe they were saying they mean VB instead. Or
maybe it is because somebody say like they don't make that noise in Japan, so maybe that's what it is. That's how the letter V is sometimes translated in Japanese.
Said. Yes,
that's it. Ash Guy says, Mike, you love Still Alive for Mirror's Edge. Didn't that come out after Portal? Those games came out the same year. They clearly just kind of cross paths. It's nobody's fault. They didn't know about the other one.
That's a Deep Impact Armageddon, right? Okay.
That's a Deep Impact Armageddon. Not a Bug's Life.
No, that's very different.
That's different.
That's very different.
Knew.
Yeah.
Katzenberg knew.
Katzenberg was trying to do that. Very different.
Right. And yeah. Mirror's Edge had the better one there, anyways.
All right. I think we are caught up. I'm gonna double check. I think we're caught up on the super chats, Mikey.
All right, fine. Maybe it is BB sometimes then.
All right, get mad at me.
I'm not mad at you, Jeff.
Thank you. Back over to you.
I'm mad at Pillow Toilet or his name.
Oh yeah,
No,
Pello
I'm not. No,
Toilet
I'm
knows what
not.
they did. First of all, they named themselves Pello Toilet, so people have to hear us say Pello.
Hello. Hello. I don't know why we sound in English and say hello.
I'm not gonna
By
fix
the way,
this
don't
one.
you dare drag down the entire Midwest with any of this. I want it completely localized to that side of Lake Michigan.
I said
okay?
Michigan. I'm Michigan, and then maybe some Ohio. It seems like it might be
All right.
northeastern Ohio as well, at least a little bit.
We're doing great, everybody. Let's continue to do great with the mailbag right after this. Okay, all right. Or Joycey is like, if we're yelling at Mike, how about that Zelda list he made? So I used our new tier list function on Giant Bomb make what I thought is a relatively hot take free Zelda tier list.
That's your first
I guess-
mistake.
Well, part of the mistake is like I use the SABD thing, even though I don't think any of these games are bad per
Right.
se, right? But yeah, some of them are going to be on a row that has the letter C next
So
to
you're-
it, like
you-
Majora's Mask.
When we've done tier lists in the past, I was always like impressed by your ability to sort of rename the things. Do you think that's where you went wrong? You should have renamed
I should
them.
have I should have renamed them to be more fun about it, because people just see like Majora's Mask is in C, then they're
That
mad.
ruins their
And it's-
day. Yeah.
Right, and then somehow I swear I spent the last year defending Ocarina of Time, and now I don't put it in the very top tier, and now I'm suddenly an Ocarina of Time hater. You
How it
see,
goes. Yeah.
so but it's fun making those tier lists. Everyone should check that out. We'll have to make more of them for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, Jeff, be a dog and get me mail.
Rough, paws on the ground, chase him, arr, 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 arr.
Good job.
Thank you.
Nintenderic says the Marvel Maximum Collection comes out later this week, and I'm very excited.
Wow.
With all these retro collections every company's been doing lately, what is one that hasn't been done yet that you would like to see? I still want Capcom to do a Final Fight collection.
Oh, sure.
We have Final Fight 1 in like the one of their beat 'em up collections. I like to see like they did a beat 'em up collection. I like to see another one with that. I like to see Cadillac's Dinosaurs, and that we got the Punisher in the Marvel vs. Capcom collection, and that was cool. There's still stuff there, and I was still like, I would love some kind of Sega Saturn collection of some kind with like a lot of those games. God, especially poor Panzer Dragoon with these awful remakes they've made of 1 and 2. House of the Dead 2 got a similar thing. God, it's a terrible remix. Just give me good ports somehow of the Saturn games. I know Saturn's a little tricky, but please figure it out.
Yeah, I would. I definitely want a Sega like eras thing to come back. Of start with Super Scalar games, do a whole collection of that, like AM2 stuff. Yu Suzuki, just like honestly, do a gold master collection with digital Eclipse of the Yu Suzuki sort of golden era, and give me all the history of that one. And then get to like all of the, now we have our new gen of arcade hardware, and do collections for each one of those. All of those Sega arcade games should be much more easily accessible than they are. That would be great.
Also, Konami's Tiny Toons games. That should be a collection.
Yeah, that would be fantastic. Warner should just get off their ass and work with them on that. Make it happen, right? That's Warner.
I'm also I think there was like one of those weird revivals that nobody ever talks about or watches of Tiny Toons recently, right?
So yeah, in the last 8 years or something like that. I think so. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Beautiful Joe would be a good one. Just to do a Beautiful Joe
That'd
collection.
Be cool. I would take that.
I am excited for the Marvel Maximum collection, though. I hope when that comes out, we can get people together to do a 6-player run of like the super widescreen version of the X-Men arcade game. That'd be a great time.
Yeah, we'll make that happen.
Just play through it, you know. You can use all the continues. It'd be good. Screaming Matt says, hello, Nintendogs. I've been on a Game Boy Advance kick this year since I beat Klonoa Empire of Dreams and recently Metroid Zero Mission on NSO. The latter, I think, might be my new favorite GBA game now after not getting far with it as a kid back then. But I want to ask, what are your Game Boy Advance NSO wish list games that are not on the service yet? I definitely really want that Astro Bot game that like we
Astro
knew they
Boy,
tested on the Astro Boy, excuse me.
I do it every
but that
time
we
too.
knew we know they tested it on there. So that's a great game. It'd be super neat to have that one on there. I'm like looking at the list here to see, because they have a lot of the heavy hitters on there. Actually, they've done a pretty good job with GBA. Like you've got the Metroids, you've got Mario Luigi, even putting Klonoa on there was pretty cool. There's got to be some more third-party things that you could do.
Yeah, there's probably. Final Fantasy Tactics Advance would be a dream, but they're not going to do that.
Final Fantasy Tactics Advance would be cool. Gunstar Superheroes, right?
Yeah.
I kept thinking Contra 4. I'm like, that's a DS game.
Yes,
that's
is.
a DS.
It's a good DS game.
Ninja 5.0, which might be available as a separate game on eShop. Yeah.
So I kind of always am like, okay, we can play that if we really want to, but it would still be nice to have. WarioWare Twisted, just put that on there. That'd be great.
Yeah. We still don't have Wario Land 2 somehow.
Yeah,
there.
We only have one Wario Land game. Wario Land. I want to say Wario Land.
No,
4.
we have 4 and 3. We do have 4 and 3.
Okay.
I don't think we have. We don't have one.
I don't think we have one. That's what.
I don't think we have one. We have the Virtual Boy one. We don't have the Mega Man Zero games, which are fantastic, but we don't have them because there is that collection. That collection's older now. Part of me's like, come on, just put Mega Man Zero.
Yep.
Pokemon Pinball. That's a huge one. Which we've gotten other Pokemon spin-off games before. Like we have the puzzle game for Nintendo 64 with Pokemon Puzzle League. So I'm still hopeful for that. The Sonic Advance games. What the heck?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. You know what? I'll be the one. I'll be brave enough to say it. Mother 3. Go ahead and put that on there.
Yeah, right. That'd be nice. I think some people might like that. Can you imagine if that's how we actually did get that game? They're like, yeah, we just translated it on NSO now.
That'd be nuts.
Be wild. Yeah. Then they're like, good luck with the input lag on the rhythm game, idiot.
Yeah.
Like, oh, no.
Oh my god. Not that it matters. You play that in perfect state. It's still so hard.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, lots of good Game Boy Advance games. They've been doing a pretty good job with it. But yeah, definitely more that I want on there for sure. Slane says, Dear Party Dog, since it was Grubb's birthday a few days ago, yes, happy birthday, Jeff.
Thank you.
And Mike is always thinking about his birthday. Very true. This question seems fitting. What video game character would make the best, most delicious birthday cake? Maybe Cooking Mama or Chef Dente from Pocopia. I bet Kirby could make a great cake if he sucked up 3 ingredients. What do you guys think? There is that chef in Kirby, Chef Kurosawa or something like that.
Yeah.
Peach makes the best cake, though, right?
Yeah. Now, is that what they're asking, or are they saying what would? Okay, I missed.
It's not about butts.
No. I was just wondering. I thought maybe they meant turning a character into a cake, and that's not what they meant.
No, is that not at all? No. What?
No.
Oh, Jeff. Look at the link I put in chat because my answer applies to both of those things.
Okay, fantastic. Are you sure you want to leave YouTube? They're worried about me going. Oh yeah, look at that. That's a big Pokemon cake.
There was that Pokemon that Gigantamax into a cake.
Well, there you go. That's the answer right there.
Al creamy? I don't like saying Al creamy.
Yeah.
No one does.
No.
I would eat a Doug Trio cake.
What do you think that would taste like? Chocolate?
Yeah, like
a chocolate mud cake?
Yeah, chocolate mud cake. Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Yeah. But
I like chocolate.
I had Princess Peach's cake at Super Nintendo World. It had a lot of fruit on it. I don't like cake anyways, though. So what am I going to do with a cake?
Was that at the restaurant? Do they have that at the restaurant?
Yeah,
I think I had
it's
that
a dessert item you can order. And like Chris ordered 2 of them, not understanding that they were like they're cakes. They're not like single servings.
No.
They're actual cakes. So then him and our friend like had tried to pawn off the second cake to strangers in the restaurant, which good for them. Even though it's wasteful, I would not have had the courage to do that.
Yeah.
I would have just left that cake on my table. They eventually found a home for that cake.
Good. That's fantastic. Yeah, when we first went. And I think we were there with Abby, and we just we ordered all the desserts and tried them all, and so we were all kind of sharing. I remember trying that and liking it.
That restaurant's fun. Fun.
One of my favorite parts of it. Yeah.
It's hard because like there's so many good quick service restaurants in Epic Universe. So at least when I'm in Florida, I'm kind of trying different ones, and I don't know if I'm going to be there again.
Yeah.
All right. Next up is from James Pies. The Game Boy Advance is 25. The SP design with the clamshell and backlight reigns as the best handheld Nintendo's ever made in my eyes. What are some top-of-mind GBA memories the dogs can share? The original Advance Wars is my personal George Washington.
Oh, I love that game.
I was thinking about Circle of the Moon again, the Castlevania launch game, just because. And I think we were at a weird pendulum with that game where it was super reviewed well, everyone loved it, and then like Iga says it's not canon, that people were like, yeah, also it's not very good. I'm like, wait, what?
That's wrong.
And that was, and now I think it's swinging back the other way. A lot of people were, especially since it was in the Advanced Collection, I think that game gets respect again, and I love that game. And I just remember the excitement of reading the reviews for it in EGM and be like, oh, this is like a Soul Calibur level big deal launch game. Oh my gosh. And it was awesome.
Yeah. And for me, like, I'm coming from a perspective of I had not played Symphony of the Night, but I was also super excited about the Symphony of the Night reviews I was reading and being like, people explaining it's like they brought RPG systems into this 2D side-scrolling action game. I'm like, well, that sounds pretty cool. I want to mess around with that. And then getting Circle of the Moon and seeing what that looked like. And I remember people being like, oh, it's so dark and hard to see. And I bet if I tried to play that on original GBA hardware now, my eyes would fucking explode out of my skull. But back then, I made it work, and I would play in under.
You play in the bathroom.
Yeah, I remember like I've told this story a million times, but this is the thing I think of when I think of the Game Boy Advance of having the ticket to go to Ozfest, being like, I've gone the last couple of years. I'm over that. I don't want to do that. I kind of want to just stay home and play my Game Boy Advance, and selling my ticket to a scalper, and then going to the Best Buy across the street from Polaris Amphitheater, buying a Castlevania, and going to Taco Bell and just playing that game in the Taco Bell for a couple hours, like just hanging out there. I'm like, yeah, that was a good time. It was a good day.
Two franchises that I just associate the GBA along with Castlevania, Metroid Fusion coming out that same day as Prime and just being this awesome game. Yeah. That was awesome. Then Zero Mission was fantastic as well. Then Final Fantasy, because when I decided I wanted to play through Final Fantasy, 1 and 2 were in that Dawn of Souls collection, which was actually like a collection of the Wonder Swan color ports of that games, really. So I played that, and then 3 was on the DS. But then I had 4 Advance, 5 Advance, and 6 Advance. I was playing a lot. I had a lot of Game Boy Advance cartridges of Final Fantasy games. Those were great ways to play those games at the time. I love this.
The word that changed the world, connectivity.
Of course.
I would definitely jump through hoops and talk to my friends into coming over so I could play Pac-Man Versus.
Pac-Man Versus was great.
It was awesome.
Damn it.
Everyone really enjoyed themselves, but it was a hassle just to get it going. So it's like we did it once, and that was it. But it was a good time.
Always Be Clothing says, hey, doggos, at your live PAX East panels, how badly do you think the Poll the Audience Lifeline will get the answer wrong when you need their help?
Now, it's not us, and that's the thing. So we are, like, we're going to be hosting it. People from the audience are going to be participating. They're going to be the contestants, and prizes will be on the line, so I expect the audience to be pretty reliable.
Yeah. They won't hate the random audience members like they hate us.
Exactly. In fact, we can have an antagonistic relationship, so we're the bad guys. So the audience members can be the faces. Yeah.
Tommy Pencil says, hey, boys, I need help. I feel aimless right now. I'm all out of bits. Everyone at Kickball figured out I was the guy playing the Monster Mash 6 times a night on the touch tunes at the bar. And obviously Leisure Suit Larry has come full circle. What do I do next? I need help figuring out what to do. Hashtag the witch stood up. I like Monster Mash.
Oh yeah, that's a fun time. Yeah, I think you gotta just let these things come to you. You don't force it. Just like you'll know it when you hear someone say something and it makes you think of a thing that you want to do. It'll come to you. Let the universe speak this into action instead of you trying to force it.
I think my 2 favorite things about Halloween season are listening to Monster Mash,
of course,
and eating Boo Berry.
Sure. Yes, I have a busted CRT in my garage, and every time I pull into the garage, I think of I can't wait for Halloween so I could set up my skeletons outside with that CRT and have them play some random spooky N64 game. I did that last year, and I can't wait to do it again forever until that TV just truly dies.
Chris 2K says this last week I've given Super Mario Brothers 2 another try because of you guys. Loved it this time. Finish it the old-fashioned way without save states and only checking the manual for hints.
Wow.
I really enjoy learning levels. Wart, Mauser, and I are now besties. P.S. The last This Is the Run episode was the hardest I have laughed in months. Incredible work. Thanks, guys. Thank you, Chris. I'm pretty happy with how this Is the Run Millionaire has gone. That has been a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's there's a lot of promising stuff for those kinds of game show games, and it worked really well for This Is the Run. And yeah, you should go check that out, everybody. Let's say that we'll be taking a break for a little bit.
Yeah, Mario Bros. 2 is fantastic. I'm glad you enjoyed it a bunch this time. Yeah, just nostalgic game, but one of those nostalgic games that's still super easy to go back to. If I want to just do save states and rewinds, just kind of play through it really quickly and see everything, or if I really want to approach it old school and beat it naturally, both ways are fun.
Yeah, and I think people have worked themselves into a shoot a little bit with regards to it's not a real Mario game. It absolutely is. It's, the Mario team deeply involved in creating it and adapting it, and there's reasons a lot of the ideas from those games continued on after it. It's a real Mario game. Don't let that stick in your craw ever.
Def Left says, what are some games you wanted to love, but by the time you finished playing it, you just couldn't get there? Gosh, I mean, obviously Metro Prime 4, I really wanted to love that, and we've talked about that one quite a bit. I mean, it's playing good. I remember thinking Sonic and the Lost World. I was like, this is the one. I think they're doing all the right things here. They're not, like the kind of weird tube design. I'm like, that makes sense for Sonic. They redid the controls. I'm like, this will be better now. And then it still didn't feel very good to play. And they introduced these awful villains that still show up in things, which is bad. Sonic is never discards a bad idea. They're stuck with it. They made Silver the Hedgehog in that shitty game no one likes. Silver the Hedgehog. Silver the Hedgehog is gonna be in a movie at some point, and I'll be like, why? Get him out of here.
Just admit you did bad. Like, you did bad.
Right.
Move on from him. They don't.
Like the Deadly Six. See, the chat likes the Deadly Six. Oh, come on. Do we not dislike anything? We like now the Deadly Six are part of the game?
I am like a very middle of the road for this game that I think a lot of people just straight up don't like. There's parts of it I did like, but I wanted to like it way more. Starfield. Wish I would have just enjoyed Starfield.
Yeah, sure.
I would have liked to have been one of those people that got into playing that over and over and being a Greg Miller about it. I just couldn't. I didn't enjoy playing it. Oh, Nier Automata is a good one for me as well, which I just didn't. I liked so much about that game. I just was bored playing it. The gameplay itself specifically.
Yeah, I liked Nier Automata. I guess I could say Devil May Cry 5, which a game a lot of people love, and I was like, 7 out of 10. I don't know. I know. I'm missing something there. Apparently, Dead Cells. Actually, I don't love Dead Cells, and people with similar taste to me love that game the way I like adjacent games, and for some reason, Dead Cells has just never clicked with me as much. I've completed a few runs. I played some of the DLC. I'm just never that into it.
I think it's just you're just awful. You're just the worst.
Yeah, I'm just a bad person.
It's bad. Yeah,
and Returnal, right? I think
Returnal. That's one where it's like,
I almost want to try again.
And it's like the game plays very well. It's just it could be a better roguelite is all. That's my thing.
Alrighty. Michael Riley says, what's up, my dogs? Speaking of dogs, everyone is always talking about petting them in a video game. On the contrary, have you ever gone full Grandpa Shoddy Minotti and not feel guilty? What? I mean, look, if you're talking about in Resident Evil 0, the very first enemy you're attacked by is one of the dogs. I'm like, I don't feel guilty about shooting a video game zombie dog. I'm sorry.
No, definitely not. That means, especially after it scares you that much. No way.
Come on, it's already dead.
Yeah. I don't think that's in
the his grandpa jeans.
That's not in the spirit of the question, though, Mike. I think like a non-zombie dog, like a non-zombie dog, like just a dog that does want pets. No. I don't think any game has even let you just indiscriminately kill an innocent dog, right? Yep.
There's some games where the dogs are enemies and they're always like those police dogs, right?
Yep.
That kind of thing.
Keep talking. I just accidentally like broke something.
Say what buttons are you pushing?
Yeah,
over
something
there?
got weird on Discord. Let me fix that. There we go. Okay,
but I don't. Yeah, look, I've never delighted in killing a video game dog though. But I don't know if I've ever felt that guilty about it. They're not real either. Just like the people.
Yep, it's definitely the kind of thing where I like when I'm playing a game and even if I'm like not like, oh, I can't wait to like pet this dog. I'm never like, oh, I take joy from that. Now, if there are people on a sidewalk in Grand Theft Auto, I will just watch them, their bodies fly all over the place. That's just stupid fun, but that's not exactly the same thing. So, yeah.
Blazing Noah says, heading to my first PAX this weekend. What are the chances you boys grab a beer with me? Well, we might be. Are we doing a community meetup? Or are we going to do something impromptu, maybe? I forget.
I think there's talks of like maybe meeting up after the panel or something like that. The panel on Saturday.
Yeah. So, stay tuned. Keep an eye out on the socials. So we'll see what's going on. Jim says, hey, dogs, I've been thoroughly enjoying Pacopia, but the best part for me has been middle starter evolution is actually useful and relevant for once. What's been your favorite aspect of the game? Gosh, there's so many little things I like about it, but and every time I'm like gonna find a new Pokemon, it feels good, and I'm excited to see who it is. I love how even though it's not necessary at all for kind of beating the campaigns in these biomes, you can like really find nooks and crannies in these maps. You can like dig around and find these weird little areas that sometimes have a Pokemon hanging out, sometimes have a diary, or it's like, oh, this was a gym and now it's just abandoned, or here's a museum here. So yeah, it rewards exploration in a surprising way.
Yeah, and it's kind of everything you do just feels like they thought about what's going to happen when you do this, and how do they kind of keep you feeling like you're going to have a good time and you're not wasting your time. That's definitely something I've appreciated. I think I just like I really do like when you do anything, how excited all the Pokemon are. It's stupid and kind of annoying, but in a way that I really like, where they're just like, holy shit, you just put down a lamp? Brother.
Yeah, and the vibes are like almost too good.
Yeah, my brother in Christ, no one knew you could do that. You can do that, and I love it. It's so stupid, but I love it.
It's great. I love giving the garbage Pokemon garbage.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, I do love when I discover like a really clever like habitat, and it's like, yeah, it's rubbish. It's just some trash cans, and like, yeah, go put that over there. It's like, oh yeah, totally.
So, but I love like how it all works. Like when I found out the in-lore reason for why Pokemon are showing up in these habitats, I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense actually. Yeah,
I love it.
Just all came together really well that game. It's surprising. I can't wait till we do the quarter review of the scores, which should be happening at the end of this month, because I think we were both really undervaluing Pokopia, a game that has a 90 open critic score. Man,
bananas.
Big Tony says, how close are we actually to a Gunpla stream on GB? Would be really neat. Penis, LuTube.
We're not close.
I personally am not feeling particularly close to doing one.
Yeah,
but I've never done any model kit stuff before in my life.
Me neither. I would like to, but like I have like Lego that I haven't built, and that's Lego. So
yes, I've got my big enterprise to put there of Lego, and if I was going to get into real modeling, I would probably also be making Star Trek ships. That's what I'd be doing.
I would be making like World War II like battleships or something like that. I'm an old man now. Yeah,
Jan's the one you want for this.
Yeah, he's the one that you want.
Jan's your best hope.
I would.
You think I knew what a Gunpla was before we did the show, and I saw it somewhere and Googled it? I found out what Gunpla is today.
Yeah, I've watched some people do Gunpla streams, so I was a little
Gunpla? What's going on?
I don't know,
man,
Gunpla.
Gunpla.
Oh yeah, people are clamoring for Gunpla. I think I didn't mean it dismissively like they're not. I'm just I don't know. I like saying things funny sometimes. I'm not being dismissive. Look, I think Gundam is neat, but my only exposure to it has been the Endless Waltz Gundam Wing movie. It's the only thing I've ever seen, and it was good.
Yeah,
but,
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Oh, I'd love to build a Deep Space Nine. God, Deep Space Nine. Hot shit. All right, and that's it for the mailbag. Thank you so much, everybody. We'll take one more break. We got some more super chats. Talk about what I've been playing, which I think is Pokopia. But we'll see if there's anything else we have to say about Pokopia. Again, we talked about it a lot, but who knows? Be right back. All right, Jeff, we are back. I've been playing Pokopia. I wrapped credits on Pokopia, and just, we talk about games like, oh, slow start, and then like, or maybe like, oh, it kind of like dies down a bit by the end. For a game like this, you would almost expect that, and yet the entire time this game was just like, it's great. It's great. It's over. Yeah. Like it just, I never got bored of it. I was kind of shocked. It just it didn't overstay its welcome. It kept adding new mechanics at a steady pace, but not in a confusing way. It was just a well-made video game.
Yeah, there's a level of craftsmanship that goes into it, and then it felt like they obviously had so much learned craft already from doing Dragon Quest Builders 1 and 2 that freed them up to like have some fun, think about how the Pokemon can be implemented in really fun ways. To think about the weird story, although again, all these, like many of these things you can find analogs to in Dragon Quest Builders 2 for sure. I know people say that one has a pretty interesting story as well. I do.
And Dragon Quest Builder fans who are frustrated about the love Pocopia is getting for people who never played Dragon Quest Builders, I do get it.
These are the people that should be mad at us. These are the people that should be yelling.
You have my permission. You have tried to get me to play that game for like a decade, I think, and I just didn't do it. I installed it a couple times, and I just didn't do it.
Yep, all true for me as well. I get it. Yeah, you get that. I just imagine them doing the Uncut Gems meme of the guy like just angrily watching Adam Sandler have a great time from behind the glass, and I'm just like, yeah, that's the Dragon Quest Builders fans. I love this game as well. I now that Crimson Desert's sort of in my rearview mirror, I have the Switch 2 right here. It's what I'm playing tonight. I'm gonna be booting it up. I also want to see credits. Kind of hearing you kind of continue on while I had to put it down. It's like, that still sounds good. That still sounds good. Okay, yeah, that biome. I'm looking forward to get over there. Oh, you already did this one. I kind of did this one first. I'll go back over there. I'm looking forward to that. Just having a great time with this thing.
And I was curious. I was looking at Dragon Quest Builders 2, like concurrent players on Steam, and there is, in fact, like, it's not like some huge thing.
No, but
there is a noticeable increase of like a few hundred when Pocopia came out. So yeah, Pocopia has been good advertisement for that game, I think.
I believe it.
Since wrapping that everything too, I started Dragon Quest 2 HD 2D, and I've just gone back to that. That's all. And I haven't gone super far or anything, but probably going to be working on that now.
Yeah. Virtua Fighter 5 is coming out soon on Switch. I might spend some time with that, but haven't had time to really play much else. Kind of had to put down Super Mario Brothers 2 a little bit, so I'll be going back to that as well.
Yeah, even though I'm back in Dragon Quest or Dragon Quest 2, but I'm kind of like, just part of me, it's like, I want to play, I don't know, like something a bit more actiony at the moment after doing all the Pocopia stuff. So part of me almost supposed to find a Metroidvania to get back into, or something adjacent to that. Maybe that. I didn't play enough of Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, but I don't know if I'm going to pick that up now. Yeah, it's a good game.
I love it. Yep.
Maybe I'll find something on NSO adjacent to that I haven't done yet. I don't know.
Sure.
But all sorts of things. I mean, it is kind of like now, and I could just go back to Pocopia, of course. There's a ton to do post-game. I think for a lot of people, the game doesn't really start until the post-game, and I definitely understand that. But, I'll expand my horizons and all that. Okay, Jeff, any more super chats before we wrap it up here?
Yeah, I think there were. Let me go ahead and click the button.
Click it.
There it is. Okay, I want to play blah. I don't think we did that. We did do Mariah Carey, so we're probably here at Shaggy Crow. Hey guys, Chainsaw Man ended today to a lot of. Is that it? What is your most disappointing ending to any story?
We're talking about Star Trek, so I'm just thinking about the Enterprise finale.
Sure.
And like that, that show was canceled, so they kind of cobbled something together quickly. But it was a bad ending, and for some reason they set it on the Enterprise D, looking back at the events of Enterprise on a holodeck. They killed off a major character for no good reason, but for some cheap drama pop. It was a bad finale for it. That was just the finale for Enterprise. It was the finale for that whole era of Star Trek that began with the Next Generation. So that was pretty disappointing stuff.
Yeah, Game of Thrones is a good one, chat. For me, it's again maybe not in the spirit, but Carnival got canceled after season 2, and it was just setting up such an epic battle that we never got to see, and so it ended up being very disappointing because I just wanted a little bit more closure there. Definitely that. People are pointing out stuff like Rise of Skywalker, but I
sure
that one is like so bad I can just discard that entire thing, and I just don't even think about that movie anymore.
Yeah, I'm still upset about the live action Mario movie sequel bait that never got fulfilled.
Oh sure, that's a good one. All right, let's see here from Zombie Porin. I once played Chumbawamba's Tub Thumping at a bar like 8 times in a row. Only time I've been kicked out of a bar. Tapiocinus.
That's great.
Yes, that's
man.
That's great.
I can't believe I've never been kicked out of a bar, but I've been kicked out of a CC's Pizza.
I can't believe I've never been kicked out of a bar, but I've been kicked out of PAX. So
you're a guest of honor.
Chrono Rig says, "Hey dogs, have you read that article about the PC handheld company Ioneo saying they can't keep on making high-end PC handhelds because of the cost of components?" I haven't, but I could have probably guessed that. That's got to be a very challenging thing. I know there's like stuff going around right now on Blue Sky about how the RAM crisis isn't real. People are misunderstanding that. The whole idea was like OpenAI didn't actually buy any RAM. It's like, yeah, but all these data centers are buying a lot of RAM, and NVIDIA is putting a ton of RAM into its data center and enterprise GPUs, like to the tune of a terabyte per server rack and stuff like that. So, yeah, not being able to source RAM is going to be very difficult for anyone making any sort of PC, obviously. So I don't blame Ioneo for being very frustrated by that space.
Nintendo in chat said, "Are we just skipping over Mike saying he's been kicked out of a CC's Pizza?" I thought I've told this story before. I think it was like we were seniors in high school, and my friends were obsessed with like CC says it's all you can eat. We're gonna go there when they open. We're gonna stay there all day. It's gonna be great. And we were there for like 8 hours, just eating pizza the entire time. And at some point, the manager came up, was like, "If you want to stay, you have to pay again." And I was immediately like, okay, fine. But like my friends really wanted to dig in. So they were like, that sign says all you can eat and I'm not done. Right. So then we got escorted out. And as we left, that same friend turned to the open door and screamed, see you later. And then we were out of there.
I mean, it's
Is your life a sitcom? What's going on?
I mean, for as absurd and dumb as all that is, pretty cool dude stuff. All right, I'll say that. Pretty cool dude stuff.
Yeah, I didn't do much mildly degenerate stuff, right? That was the getting kicked out of CC's Pizza.
I love it. Zombie Pourin says, also happy 56th birthday, Grubb. Gee, thanks.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
That same... Yeah, happy 56th birthday, Jeff. That same friend, he was in town. This is my PhD teaches classics friend, by the way.
Of course.
He was in town. We went to the hot dog place. That's where I had that hot dog that I added to the leaderboard. And it was me, him, and another guy. We ordered drinks. So the server comes with the 3 drinks, holding on like triangle style in her hands, puts down on the table. Mine falls, makes a big mess. Not a big problem, but this same friend, for some reason, screamed at the top of his lungs. This happened. No! He panicked so hard that I just immediately started laughing. And I started apologizing to the waitress who spilled my drink. I'm sorry, my friend freaked out on you.
Sorry about him. Yeah, absolutely.
He laughed too. He immediately was embarrassed. It was good stuff.
Big Fresh 37 says,
not Poop City. You guys think Poop City Slamma Jamma has a PhD in classics?
Absolutely. No way. Big Fresh 37 says, will Linda McMahon present at the Game Awards? That's what she's angling for, clearly. Yeah.
Yeah. PSP Game of the Year.
Oh, man. Verdurk? VR Ideric, I don't know. Says, for me...
V-Rider.
V-Rider, thank you. V-Rider says, for me, it was the comics that made me finally like Silver / the Deadly Six. I love when writers can take something that flopped and make it work. Shadow Generations even made me like Black Doom.
Yeah, I mean, look, the Sonic comics said, I haven't read since I was a kid, but they were always very good at that. I liked the comics a good deal. That was a big part of why I liked Sonic so much. Back then, though, like, I liked how they had original characters like Antoine and Bunny Rabbit and Sally Acorn, but they always, even back then, they like brought in Knuckles when he was introduced and Knack the Weasel and things like that, and they would always do a good job of that. So I get it. I get them bringing them in, making them more interesting, but you're not going to make me like the Sinister Six or whatever they're called. There's like the green one and the red one. They don't even look like, they look like they're from a different video game. Mm-hmm. They have nothing to do with Sonic to me.
Hey, Mike.
Yo.
How fucked up is it that her name is Bunny Rabbit even before she got roboticized?
Yeah, right? It's just, I guess it was destiny.
Self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah.
Shit.
Man, that's very weird.
Is Bunny Rabbit just furry rogue from the X-Men?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so.
We're all learning a lot today. I'm glad we had that conversation. That does it for the Super Chats. Mike, back over to you.
All right. Well, on that note, then, thank you so much, everybody. That's good stuff. Besides, I'm going to be gone. You're leaving Friday. Are you, we could probably miss it if you want to, unless you really want to try to do one. I don't know. With someone else.
Sean, you're leaving early Friday morning, right? So we probably shouldn't try to squeak it in there, or what? What do you think?
I'll be here if you want to do one.
We'll probably do it, everybody. We might make it a quick one. We'll see.
Yeah, we can do a quick one.
Cool.
Yeah, like I'll be out of here already. So I'm looking forward to seeing both of yous this weekend. Looking forward to seeing anybody who's going to be at PAX again.
Come say
to
hi.
the panels. Come say hi. Gosh, it's gonna be a good time. I love Boston. I'm looking forward to my lobster roll. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good time. Looking forward to having dinner with all y'all, just hanging out, seeing people, doing the panels. It's gonna be a good time. Gonna just poke around, try a few games. Got a few indies that have been reaching out. It's like, yeah, I'll come play your game. What the hell? Why not?
Right. And again, PAX East. That was the first time we went to together. It's when I met you. It was at PAX
that's right.
East.
It's tradition. Bye,
The first
everybody.
PAX East.
Most people are beating it right now.